The end is the beginning. How Days of Our Lives masterfully inverts its own legacy. Promo. Week of October 6, 2025. The phrase, "in the end," hangs in the air, heavy with finality. For any long-running narrative, especially one as deeply woven into the fabric of American culture as Days of Our Lives, those three words evoke a profound sense of dread and anticipation. Is it the end of a story? The end of a life? The end of the show itself? For the week of October 6, 2025, the writers of Days have executed a breathtaking narrative sleight of hand, using this ominous tagline not as a period, but as a provocative question mark. This isn't about conclusion. It's about consequence. It's a week that doesn't just advance plots, but fundamentally challenges the nature of destiny, legacy, and free will in Salem. The genius of this promotional theme lies in its multifaceted application. In the End operates on three distinct levels, as the culmination of decades-old legacies, as the potential final chapter for current heroes and villains, and as a philosophical exploration of whether our choices, in the end, truly matter. The Kiriakis legacy, a dynasty built on a lie? At the heart of this thematic maelstrom is the formidable Kiriakis family. Victor Kiriakis, though his physical presence is a memory, looms larger than ever. His last will and testament, the infamous Xander Clause, was always a ticking time bomb. This week, it detonates. But the explosion is not one of simple disinheritance. It is a chain reaction that questions the very foundation Victor built his empire upon. Xander Cook, the perpetually scorned heir, has fought a grueling uphill battle for legitimacy. His journey from blackmailer and occasional kidnapper to a man desperately seeking a shred of familial acceptance is one of the show's most compelling redemption arcs. In the end, however, he is forced to confront a brutal truth. Can you ever truly redeem yourself in the eyes of a ghost? Victor's final judgment, delivered from beyond the grave, seems to scream a resounding no. But the narrative doesn't stop there. As Alex Kiriakis preens in his perceived victory, the promo hints at a shocking revelation, a hidden codicil, a forgotten beneficiary, or perhaps evidence that Victor's entire fortune was founded on a sin far greater than any of Xander's. The question posed is not just who gets the money, but what was this empire really for? The end of Victor's earthly influence becomes the beginning of a brutal audit of his soul, forcing every character touched by his power to ask, was it all worth it? The legacy he spent a lifetime building is on the verge of collapsing under the weight of its own moral compromises. Stefan and Ava. The devil's bargain comes due. If the Kiriakis storyline explores legacy, the simmering pot of tension between Stefan Di Mera and Ava Vitali examines the end of a pact. Their alliance, born of mutual desperation and a shared talent for Machiavellian schemes, has always been a dance on the edge of a knife. This week, the music stops. Ava, having traded one prison for another, first literal, then as a pawn in the Di Mera power structure, reaches her breaking point. Her attempts to secure her freedom and protect her son, Trip, have led her down a dark path, one that now ends at Stefan's doorstep. The promo teases a confrontation drenched in gothic tension, set in the shadows of the Di Mera mansion. Accusations fly, a gun is drawn, and a single, fateful shot rings out. The brilliance of this setup is its moral ambiguity. In the end, who is the villain? Is it Stefan, whose cold business tactics have stripped Ava of her agency? Or is it Ava, whose maternal ferocity has curdled into a potentially homicidal rage? The show forces the audience to reckon with the fact that when pushed to the absolute limit, the line between victim and perpetrator blurs into nothingness. The end of their partnership isn't just a plot twist. It's a case study in how self-preservation can become self-destruction. One of them will fall, and the show masterfully makes us question who, in the end, truly deserves our sympathy. John and Marlena. Love against the dying of the light. No couple embodies the enduring heart of Days of Our Lives more than John and Marlena. Their love has survived amnesia, possession, numerous kidnappings, and the general chaos of Salem. They are the show's North Star, which is why the promo for this week is so utterly terrifying. It suggests that even the North Star can be extinguished. A medical crisis, hinted at in previous weeks, comes to a devastating head. This is not a sudden accident, but a slow, agonizing unraveling. The promo shows a frantic John Black, his usual stoicism shattered, clutching a limp Marlena in his arms. The imagery is a direct callback to their greatest trials, but the tone is different. This feels less like a supernatural battle and more like a heartbreakingly human one, a fight against time, age, and mortality itself. In the end, asks the most painful question of all for this iconic pair. What if their love story doesn't have a magical ending? What if, after everything they've overcome, the ultimate villain is simply the finite nature of life? This storyline is a tremendous risk, showcasing a raw and vulnerable side to these legendary characters. It's not about saving Salem from a madman. It's about one man trying to save the universe he has built around the woman he loves. The potential end of Marlena's life becomes the beginning of John's most profound and desperate battle, forcing viewers to confront the fragility of the very constants they've relied on for decades. The ripples of the past, a town on the brink. Beyond these central pillars, the theme of In the End ripples outwards, touching every corner of Salem. EJ and Nicole, finally united, find their hard-won happiness threatened by the ghost of Eric Brady and the secret they continue to shield. In the end, is their love strong enough to withstand the weight of a lie that has defined their recent past? Similarly, Paulina's health crisis and Abe's unwavering support pose a parallel question about legacy and love. As mayor, Abe's legacy is one of public service, but in the end, his most important role is that of a husband. Even the younger generation isn't immune. Chanel and Johnny's business and marital dreams face a catastrophic setback, forcing them to ask if their ambition will be their undoing. In the end, will they have each other, or will they have nothing but the rubble of their aspirations? A masterclass in long-form storytelling. The week of October 6, 2025, is a testament to the unique power of the daytime drama. It's a genre often mocked for its outlandish plots, but at its best, as it is here, it serves as a powerful mirror to the human condition. By employing In the End as its thematic anchor, Days of Our Lives demonstrates a stunning self-awareness. It knows its history, it knows its audience's emotional investment, and it isn't afraid to use that foundation to build stories of shocking depth and resonance. This is not a week of easy answers. It is a week of monumental questions. It argues that the end is never truly the end. It is merely the catalyst for the next beginning. A legacy is re-examined, a pact is broken, a love is tested unto its mortal limits. The characters of Salem are all staring into their own personal abysses, and the show asks us to stare with them, to wonder what we would see if we were forced to look at the sum of our own choices, our own loves, and our own lives. In the end, Days of Our Lives proves, once again, that it is far more than just a soap opera. It is a relentless, poignant, and brilliantly crafted exploration of the fact that every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. And for the people of Salem, the most dramatic beginnings are always yet to come.